Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Kai Avail channel. Thanks for liking, commenting, subscribing, hitting the notification bell. And anytime disaster strikes, like the SoCal wildfires, there's also going to be a lot of scams that just come out of the woodworks, which was pretty much already a scam to begin with because everything is too damn high. We have inflation, we have the average person a paycheck away from being homeless, but if you lost your home in a wildfire, what happens to the mortgage? Well, you're not going to like the answer to that. You still have to pay for it, especially if your insurance dropped you because they told you that they weren't giving you fire coverage in the first place. But if you're among the thousands within LA County residents whose homes were damaged or destroyed by the Palisades or Eaton wildfires, there's a grim reality beyond the loss of property alone. Your mortgage is still due. So you're not getting out of that. And so is a large portion of your property tax. But KTLA's David Lazarus spoke with LA County Tax Assessor Jeff Prong on Monday about the real estate implications of losing a home to a wildfire. It is a mix of good news and bad news, meaning they don't have the answer to everything. And pretty much you have to pay the waiting game as a homeowner. We're going to reduce your assessments and your property taxes, Prong said. But unfortunately, this reduction doesn't apply to the land. So your house and the land that it sits on is two different things. Which sounds like more and more and more money. Double the money, triple the money, might it just depends on the property and where it's located at on some land. But for an average home in the wildfire zones, Lazarus points out that 2/3 of the property's assets value is the land itself and not the house. Prong encouraged fire victims to register for misfortune and calamity tax relief through the assessor's website because your insurance is not helping you. Regarding the mortgage, Lazar said, unfortunately for fire victims, a deal is a deal and you still have to come through on your part. He equates losing home to a wildfire to having a new car stolen the day after driving it off the lot. Well, you can't really compare a car to a house. You're still on the hook for the finance payments, said Lazarus. He recommends fire victims contact their mortgage server to work out a deferred payment schedule, which could potentially delay payments, and which means you'll probably have to pay some penalty charges for being late. But see, if you get behind 2 or 3 payments on the mortgage, you're pretty much assed out right there. So that's risky business right there. On top of that, suppose a lot of these people get layoffs. Oh, no, never mind. These are high investors, so they're always going to be safe off their investments, or unless we think we are. I'm sorry, at least they think they are because they're crypto people, they're tech heads and all that. So they always have another stash of money somewhere, offshore accounts. But anything could fail. So nothing is foolproof. You know, it's like more like until you're not attitude. But let's take a look at the active maps of the areas that are burning right now anyway. Because see, a lot of it is in the northern part of LA. The parts where average people can't buy homes to begin with. These are celebrities' homes, like in the Malibu areas, Santa Monica, at least the edge of it. But for the regular parts of LA, looks like they're pretty good, but they have to deal with the smoke and everything between LA and the Inland Empire. But a lot of nice homes were burned down, and the sad part is a lot of them aren't going to be rebuilt because insurance companies about a year ago said that they're not covering you for fire damage. And then earthquake damage is another thing. It just feels like just being a homeowner is a scam because you have the home itself and then you have the property that it sits on, which you have to pay the property tax every year. And the average person doesn't even have enough money to cover their property tax every year. So you have the mortgage itself plus the property tax, which a lot of people are making just the minimum payment of the mortgage. So with all these programs to go into debt, they know you can't afford it. So that's why they're passing out, they're selling dreams, sucker deals. So in this situation, it's like, it just amazes me how society tells you you have to buy a house because you're wasting money renting apartments and everything else when what you're paying for rent now could be towards a mortgage. But what about all the interest rates and everything? And a lot of people, when they buy homes, they're not going to stay in it for 30 years to begin with anyway. They're going to stay in it less than 10 years and then try to sell or flip it. And that's usually how it goes. But This is going to cause a large exodus, California exodus. This is why people don't want to live in California, because all the stupid policies. They're not cleaning up the, you know, the forest areas from all the leaves. That's what's starting these fires. When you have a bunch of dried leaves sitting on the ground, you could just throw a match in there and the whole thing would just ignite. So, I don't know. It's not looking good though. So yeah, it's mainly in the mountainous areas that are having these fires. And it's outlined in red right there. Ah, that's too bad. That's too bad. But yeah, hopefully y'all don't have to move out too far, because a lot of people don't like to leave LA. But let me know what you think in the comment sections of what's going on. And you know, it's nothing like the Santa Rosa fires. Or is it? Because see, in Santa Rosa, a lot of people had a hard time proving that they owned the homes that burned down. A lot of them didn't have any evidence. And these people lived in those neighborhoods for 30, 40 years. So it's just like a chunk of their life just gone. Anyway, this is Kai DeVale. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Fill me in on some things that I don't know, whatever. And I'll see you on the next video. Peace.